Deep in the murky waters of the Pantanal, where sunlight barely pierces the jungle canopy, hides a predator that breaks every rule of the big cat world. While lions and tigers fear deep rivers, this cat rules the water, hunting monsters that every other predator avoids. High on a fallen tree branch, a mother jaguar watches the riverbed. She hasn't eaten in 3 days, and her cubs are waiting. Her target, a Caiman, 8 feet of armored scales, razor-sharp teeth, and a cold-blooded predator's instinct. Without a sound, she leaps into the river, invading the reptile's domain with unmatched speed. Underwater, the struggle begins, but she doesn't go for the throat. She aims directly for the skull. The main journey begins in the early dawn hours of the Pantanal, where a false sense of peace settles over the riverbanks. Moving silently through the tall golden grass, the apex predator lowers its chest, every step calculated to avoid a single rustle. Wide, cushioned paws press gently into the soft mud, acting like silent shock absorbers as it glides toward the water's edge. Stopping at the muddy edge, the jaguar catches a tiny, artificial ripple on the river's calm surface. 50 yards away, an 8-foot Caiman floats completely motionless, disguised perfectly as floating timber. Without making a single splash, the big cat glides its lower body into the murky river, dissolving into the shadow. Using its powerful muscular legs like oars, the jaguar glides through the murky river, keeping its head low and its breathing completely silent. The Caiman remains completely oblivious, its cold-blooded system lulled into a false sense of security by the warm morning sun. Positioning itself directly behind the reptile's blind spot, the big cat readies its muscles for an explosive burst of force. In a fraction of a second, the cat lunges upward, locking its crushing jaws directly into the bone behind the reptile's head. The Caiman thrashes wildly underwater, using its tail to whip the water into a storm of sand and mud, but the grip remains unbreakable. Exploding through the water's surface, the jaguar breaks air, gasping as it drags 80 pounds of thrashing armor out of the river. With its jaws clamped like a steel vise around the Caiman's skull, the jaguar drags its heavy prey onto the slippery mud bank. Every step up the steep, muddy slope requires extraordinary physical strength, as over 100 pounds of armored weight drags against gravity. Reaching the top of the embankment, the cat pulls its prize into the dense riverine thicket, away from scavengers and deep river currents. Heavy chest heaving, the mother jaguar pauses in the dense foliage, keeping her crushing bite locked until all movement stops. Unlike any other cat, her short, stocky skull acts like a hydraulic press, delivering 1,500 pounds of force directly into the brainstem. From the canopy above, black vultures watch silently, knowing better than to challenge the undisputed master of the Pantanal. With the hunt complete, the jaguar hauls her prize deeper into the impenetrable brush to feed in complete safety. Her specialized teeth easily slice through tough reptile armor, securing the critical energy needed to survive in this harsh ecosystem. From the dense shadows, a young cub cautiously emerges, learning the essential skills of the Pantanal's supreme ruler. The mother jaguar now demonstrates a skill rare even among apex predators. She sits patiently by the riverbank, her long, muscular tail dipping silently into the water's surface as the cub observes from the golden grass. This is no playful gesture. By rhythmically tapping the surface, she is creating specific vibrations that mimic floating fruit, a fatal attraction for curious pacu fish and small caimans. The trap is set. From the deeper shadows, a large pacu fish approaches, lulled by the decoy. Every muscle in the jaguar's body tenses, coiled like a spring. Leaving the tail trap behind, the mother jaguar faces a different challenge. As the rivers rise, giant arrow turtles crawl onto the riverbanks. For her curious cub, this is a lesson in nature's strongest armor. The turtle's shell looks impossible to break, but the jaguar never attacks the edges. She locks her jaws onto the center of the dome and unleashes an incredible bite with perfect precision. The shell finally gives way. With a bite force of nearly 1,500 psi, the jaguar performs a feat no other big cat can match. This is why she is known as the true skull crusher. As the wet season grips the Pantanal, the river overflows, submerging vast stretches of the jungle floor. For most land predators, this rise in water spells disaster. For the jaguar, it is an invitation. Equipped with webbed-like broad paws and specialized whiskers that detect faint underwater pressure waves, she navigates the flooded forest with unmatched fluid efficiency. High ground becomes precious. The mother guides her cub along moss-covered fallen trunks, teaching him to navigate the high canopy routes above the drownlands. As night falls over the flooded Pantanal, the jungle plunges into pitch darkness. But for the mother jaguar and her cub, darkness is not a barrier, it is their ultimate tactical advantage. Behind her golden eyes lies a specialized retroreflective tissue called the tapetum lucidum. This biological mirror bounces available moonlight through the retina, twice granting night vision 6 times superior to a human. Guided by hypermagnified vision and water-sensitive whiskers, she glides back into the Black River, stalking aquatic prey in complete darkness while her cub observes safely from the riverbank tree. This is the single application of force that defines her legacy. Every ounce of her immense physical power is now concentrated into a single point of impact, generated by the specific mechanics of her skull. The secret to this unmatched biting force isn't just muscle mass, it's bone. Above her skull rises a massive ridge called the sagittal crest, a biological lever that acts as the ultimate anchorage point for her crushing jaw muscles. With this anatomical advantage, the Pantanal is not just a habitat, it is her undisputed kingdom. She has secured the immediate safety of her cub and passed down the lessons of survival to the next generation of rule. Standing on the high ridge, the mother and her cub spot a shadow moving across the flooded canopy. Far in the distance, a massive rival male has entered their domain. Recognizing the immediate danger to her cub, the mother steps forward into a defensive stance, locking eyes with the distant challenger across the water. A lone male jaguar in these flooded lands is unpredictable. He assesses the ridge from a distance, measuring the mother's resolve before making a move. As the first rays of dawn cut through the heavy mist, the darkness recedes, but the tension remains. The Pantanal awakens to a new day, and the mother jaguar stands unwavering on the high ridge, guarding her cub. To keep her cub clear of any potential encounter with the lingering intruder, she leads him through the shallow, flooded thickets under the cover of the morning mist. Reaching a massive fallen tree, she takes the high ground to scan the perimeter. For a mother jaguar in these dense wetlands, constant vigilance is the ultimate law of survival. With the immediate threat behind them, the morning sun brings an opportunity for learning. The mother locks her focus on the stream, turning her hunt into an essential survival lesson for her cub. Every step in the water is precise. Using her hydrotactile whiskers to feel underwater vibrations, she demonstrates how to stalk silently without breaking the surface calm. Encouraged by her example, the cub attempts to copy her posture, stepping tentatively into the shallow stream, taking its first crucial steps toward mastering these flooded hunting grounds. The lesson culminates in a clean, decisive strike. Bringing her catch to the bank, she shares the reward with her cub, reinforcing the crucial link between patience, power, and survival. Beyond the raw physical force lies a tender bond. In these quiet moments of grooming on the sunlit riverbank, the mother nurtures the next generation of the Pantanal's apex predator. Equipped with unmatched bite force, nocturnal mastery, and tactical intelligence, the jaguar remains the true skull crusher of South America. And on these very riverbanks, the ancient legacy of the Pantanal lives on in the next generation. If you were captivated by the raw power and tactical brilliance of South America's apex predator, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Join us as we unlock the secrets of the planet's most formidable wildlife. Click on the video on your screen right now to dive deeper into the untamed wilderness. Thank you for watching, and stay wild.